Good afternoon, good evening. I'm so excited to be joining you from UNEA 6 in Nairobi, Kenya. And I'd just like to explain what is the importance of faith when it comes to the environment. Why are faith leaders here at UNEA? You know, the very first commandment that God gave us as human beings wasn't the 10 Commandments. It was the commandment that God gave to Adam and Eve, the first human beings, when He placed them in this beautiful garden planet. And He said in Genesis 2:15, work the land and look after it. And we are here because we have failed to do what God told us to do, which is to be keepers of the earth. And so we are suffering from what we call the triple planetary crisis: the crisis of climate change, the crisis of biodiversity loss, and the crisis of pollution. So as faith leaders, we need to be here to bring the voice of faith to these negotiations. There are 20 resolutions that are taking place here at UNEA, and they say that we're looking at the root causes of these triple crises. But the reality is that we are not. The root causes are to do with our relationship with the earth. The root causes are the fact that we don't treat the earth as sacred anymore. The root cause is that we are greedy, we don't care about the inequalities, we do not hear the cry of the poor, and we do not hear the cry of the earth. So why then is it important that documents about faith and the environment should be translated into different languages? The late President Nelson Mandela said this: if you speak to me in a language that I understand, you speak to my head. So maybe I read something in English, you speak to my head. But if you speak to me in my mother tongue, you speak to my heart. And so that is important, why we need to translate these documents into people's own home languages so we speak to their heart. And also that we need to translate them into the language of faith. If I speak to somebody about ecosystem restoration, maybe they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. But if we talk about renewing the face of the earth, that is a faith language that people of faith can understand. And if we use the Bible and verses from the Bible or the Quran or our faith scriptures to explain the environmental challenges, then we can reach so many people. Many people don't know that there's 722 verses in the Bible that talk about water, and we can use those verses to encourage people in areas of water and sanitation. So we're going to be having a side event in the green room, in room number 14 on Thursday at 6:30, looking at why faith matters in matters of these types of negotiations that we are having at UNEA 6. So do join us. Look forward to seeing you there.